John Rustad is a small-town guy with big ambition. Born and raised in Prince George, his start in politics came after being faced with a decision on whether to leave BC and relocate his forestry-based consulting business to Calgary.
And I thought, no, I don't want to have to leave British Columbia. And that left me with two options. I either just live with it or I had to get involved and try to change it.
He likes to connect with people one-on-one, volunteering to take photos for strangers.
Ultimately, what it came down to was the fact that you could actually help people.
John Rustad.
Rustad, who is MLA for Nechako Lakes in northern BC, is a former Minister of Aboriginal Relations and Reconciliation under Christy Clark. Now he's on a bigger stage. Will his plain talk and rural roots translate to votes? He's had a meteoric rise in a few months. 2 years ago, Rustad was kicked out of the BC Liberals, now BC United, by leader Kevin Falcon after social media posts questioning climate science. Unfazed, he found a new political home, joining the BC Conservatives and becoming the party's leader. An idea that was discussed more than 20 years ago with former caucus colleague and BC Liberal Cabinet Minister Bill Bennett, who described him as an out-of-the-box thinker.
We did have a conversation about our frustrations with the BC Liberal Party and whether one of us might someday end up, with the BC Conservatives and might even end up as leader.
Since becoming leader last year, Rustad has been galvanizing the right and fast. As the sole BC Conservative in the House, he attracted more MLAs from his old party and support. Then a major shift, a deal with BC United. Leader Kevin Falcon agreed to suspend its campaign after an agreement with Rustad.
This is the right thing for us as a party.
Rustad is resourceful. He's putting his message out through the airwaves. Rustad has been interviewed by polarizing psychologist Jordan Peterson. There are questions over who his advisors are behind the scenes and whether his position on some issues is too extreme.
Everyone was kind of wondering, well, who is whispering in John's ear? I understand he's got a couple of young men who he trusts.
Here, Rustad is shaking hands with Vancouver is dying filmmaker Aaron Gunn, who is running for the federal Conservatives, and posing with federal Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre. Still, Rustad says his #1 advisor is his wife, Kim, who he met at a theater production and married in 1995. Still, to win, the BC Conservatives need to crack riding-rich Metro Vancouver, including Surrey and Vancouver Island. A political strategist says the key is engaging young voters.
If the Conservatives can attract this younger demographic, that this is their path to victory.
In Surrey, he's been aligning on initiatives by Mayor Brenda Locke, who has been at odds with the BC government over policing.
Brenda and I have had numerous conversations about things. I think she wants to see what's best for Surrey, and certainly Surrey is a huge focus for us.
Away from the crowds, his pet gray parrot at his home near Vanderhoof keeps him grounded. But those moments will be harder to find as Election Day approaches. Meera Bains, CBC News, Vancouver.